It's actually funny. If you'd have asked me 2 weeks ago, I would have said my favorite pro athlete would be Michael Porter Jr. because he said, no matter if I'm worth 200 million or not, she's still splitting half the rent where we live. I like that, but he has just been usurped, and his seat has been taken by Chad 85 Ocho Cinco himself. Ocho Cinco is actually reacting to a video that we're about to play, but I just want you to hear what he says first. Take a listen.
What is a good amount of money to spend on a first date? A lot of girls feel like I got to spend a minimum $300 to be with them. I'm like,
300 what?
$300.
American dollars?
Dollars.
Please. On who? On the first date?
300
what?
American, I
High
feel
value
you.
man. So, ladies, this is
Value?
this. You got money?
I think high value is based on stream of income, revenue, but I am extremely cheap and financially conscious, so I don't consider myself a high value man.
And you have a lot of money.
Yes. And I'm going to save it, which is why a $300 date ain't never happening. Because what am I paying for actually? If I'm at wit's end and I need help and I'm with you and you need a
What am I paying for actually? That is the golden question. What in the world in 2025 am I getting for my $300 meal? Now, depending on how often you train, whatever you eat is in and out of your system in, let's say, 3 hours. $300 a meal, or you might be better off just getting, a bottle at a club, and at least you can have fun. But to waste 300 on food, it's insane. But what are you getting for that 300? Is it worth it? And the answer is no. The truth of the matter is, for a man, the only way you know if you had a good night with a woman is if it ends a certain way, doing the horizontal mambo, with the baby oil, maybe not any baby oil, but it's optional. But that's a great question. What am I getting for 300? There's nothing, now that you think about it, nothing is worth you spending $300 for a meal that's going to be out of your stomach in 30, in 2 hours. It just doesn't make any sense. So this is actually probably my new favorite celeb right here.
$300 date. Can she save me? Can she help me? Is she an asset or is she a liability? Because anybody need a $300 date off rip is nothing but a liability. I mean, it is. Let's call a spade a spade.
I'm with you.
The women that want $300 dates, there are men out there that are going to continue to take them on them. That's why the women can always say, I'm not doing nothing but $300 a date. Because there are men that will spend $300 to reach their end goal. We know what the end goal is.
Now, this is where it got messed up for women. See, men have now been traveling and meeting women in other countries. So, because the American dollar is stronger abroad, a $300 date in a country with women that are far more beautiful and in better shape than these women, a $300 date is actually only $60 American. So that's why when Ocho Cinco said 300 American, that's why he's saying that. A lot of men have discovered that we no longer have to deal with these entitled, out of shape, ungrateful, used up women. And the reason I say used up is because, well, if you look at them, they're older, they have all these weird demands, but there's no group of men fighting over their favor. Of course, if we can, we'll smack it up, flip it, rub it down for one night. But first thing in the morning or soon as we're done, I'm calling you an Uber. I'm getting you the hell out of here. And I'm hoping we never speak again. It's not worth it. When you go to these other countries and you meet women from these other cultures, they're not begging. They're not poor. They're not expecting you to spend a bunch of money on something as frivolous as food. Now, if you're going on a good night out on a town where you're going out to party, okay, that makes sense. But for food, no. Also, we're as a society in the United States, we're past dating. No one dates anymore. Why would I date a prostitute? Who dates 304s? Now you're going to say, Rico, what makes you think they're prostitutes? Well, I know what she did last summer. You know that movie, right? You know the movie. I know what you did last summer. Well, I do because of Facebook, because of your Instagram. You post party videos every other week for the past 9 years. I literally know what you did last summer, the summer before that, the summer before that. And you're a woman. You're asking for $300 dates. So obviously you're not paying for shit yourself. So that means you're going to be around guys. You're going to be at their table. Every now and again, I'm going to see a watch. I'm going to see a chain. I'm going to see a haircut. I'm going to see you getting into a car and the passenger seat. So I'm just watching you getting ran through. I'm watching your history. I know what you did last summer. Now, as far as now, that only but nobody cares nowadays. Men in America, we know these are hoes. So what we're not doing is relationships. And what we're absolutely not doing is going on dates. Bro, I'm in entertainment right now. I go out, I do different things, right? There's only one dude that I see that comes to the club with his girlfriend, but he's the only one with the girlfriend. We don't need girlfriends no more. You can literally go out, meet somebody, and get the sex stuff the same night, whatever, out of the way. You don't need to date because they don't want it. Women don't want to date no more. Women want excitement. Women want what they see on the internet. On the internet, they see Cardi B, Megan. Their whole world is just about being bent over in a club and twerking. That's what's fun to them. They're not having fun going camping. They don't want to go kayaking. They don't want to go spelunking. They don't want to go to a museum. They don't want to do none of that stuff. They want to be bent over in something tight, twerking with random men looking at them. And then whatever guy they think is, the richest or who's showing off the most jewelry, they're going on with him. They're getting smacked. Now, for guys, of course, we are buying the liquor, but we're not taking anyone out for a $300 date because guess what? The date's over at 11. The restaurant closes at 10. You got to take her home, and then what? It's not the clubs don't close till 2 a.m. So think about it. If you spend $300 on dinner, she's going to definitely expect you to spend money on a bottle and a table at a club. So 300 just turned into 900 like that. Because if you don't do all that, then you might have to just drop her off at 11 o'clock. She's not trying to have sex at 11. It's too early. It's actually kind of rude. Sex is for between 1:30 a.m. and 4:30 a.m. That's the prime hours. I don't even do daytime sex. That's just, I don't know, something about it just seems improper. Okay. So now it's 11 o'clock. You got to find something else to do to entertain her for another 2 hours. You're going to have to go to a club. My thing is, if the outcome is going to be the same, you might as well just go to the club only and bypass dinner. Save the money. So now that's what us guys do. We're not doing both. That costs too much. And there's nothing on these women's bodies worth you paying $300, $600, or $900 for that's gonna last 20 minutes max. I'm saying for a regular guy, 8 minutes, a hot 8, maybe a hot 3. It just depends on, depends on the guy. Everybody's different, but there's nothing worth it. Now, say it was your high school crush, or it's like somebody who's super. But honestly, you don't even got to do that with them anymore. The culture has changed. The women have spent the last few years on podcasts telling us how much they despise men that trick on them, and they can't stand men that simp. But what they do love is an asshole who makes her pay for her own stuff. And actually, when you want to come to his house, he asks you to pick up something for him to eat too. Rico is an asshole. If you're coming here and you want to hang out with me, I would appreciate if you stop by Del Taco. Now, if there's a problem with that, you can go to hell. If you're asking me, well, why would I go to Del Taco, Rico? You're about to take me on a $300 dinner. You can go to hell. There's no way I'm taking you on a $300. It doesn't make any. I just explained to you the logic of the night. Now, remember, there's billions of women. There's literally like 16 guys left on earth. We have a lot of women to deal with. We have to be as economical as possible. I don't care how much money you think you make, spending hundreds of dollars per woman per date you go, it's financially irresponsible and it's not feasible long term. You have to get into a groove and you have to worry about, you got to have a budget. So everybody has their weekly budget that they spend on going out, partying, or women. You got to find a way to stay within that budget to where it makes sense. The reason we're going to tell this woman together as men, we're going to the manosphere, we're going to tell her to go to hell collectively, is because of the fucked up attitude, and then that she has the nerve to pretend like she looks better than a blonde 22-year-old who was like, you know what, we can just go get a slice of pizza and then go have drinks and go to your place. There's no way Shaquisha here is going to be able to compete with her. It's impossible. It's not going to happen. But the arrogance of these women to pretend that they're not up against women in other countries who are literally training so that they can come over here and grab these men that are dark or whatever race of men they want. There are women in other countries who are training to come here and take all the American men they can because the men in their country are boring. And people don't realize this. A lot of countries, especially in Europe, they're socialist societies. People don't have businesses. Everyone's not making money. A lot of people live off the state. So everybody has the same amount of money every month. It's kind of like the whole world is in a form of the Hunger Games society. The United States is the only bastion of freedom where you can literally make as much money as you want and succeed. Everywhere else, people are broke. For the most part, they're not going out and popping bottles and buying all kind of stuff. No, everybody's on a fixed income. You get a stipend every month. Most people live on a housing council in most of Europe. So it's not like you're going to, so those women over there, they're like, yeah, but I want to go to America. It looks fun. There's all these guys, there's all this money, which is true. So if you're an American woman, you're going to have to learn how to compete. But just listen to the attitude and the entitlement. It's disgusting.
If you're afraid to court me or take me out on a $300 date because you feel like that's going to make you seem like you're tap dancing for me, then just leave me alone. Because I can honestly take myself out on a $300 date.
I rebuke your blasphemous lies and misrepresentations. You've never taken yourself out on a $300 fucking nothing. You probably never paid for a $300 airplane ticket to even go to Vegas or go to another city. You're a liar. For one thing, what is a $300 date for a woman by herself? Bertha. So you're telling me you went out and you ate $300 of fucking food? Where? Let me guess. You sat on Salt Bay's lap and he went like this and he made you lick fucking pepper and seasoning salt off his elbow. And he just smacked you around with all types of luscious, delicious meats. If you don't stop all that goddamn lying, it's all manipulation. And it seems like, and these women are not even coordinating with each other, but they're all coordinating and saying the same thing at the same time. And I see there are men who still fall for it and are listening to it and believing these women in their lies. It's all just to manipulate you to handing over your resources to her. But these women are getting desperate and they're getting older and they're making these videos. And she goes from saying, I could take myself out on $300 date. And then 4 years from now, she's literally crying on the internet about how she's going to die alone. She can't have kids. She's too old and she feels invisible. Right now, you're fading. You're damn near translucent. So you will be invisible shortly. And you would sit there and have the nerve to not say, yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Wiener Schnitzel it is, sir. I'll tell yes, sir. Jack in the Box sounds good, sir. Ungrateful. Churlish. There's so many words to describe this, but I'm going to go ahead and let her finish.
I don't need you to do it. We're both doing it to see if there's something there. Like if it's
No, we are both not spending $300 to see if nothing's there. I don't want nothing there with you anyway. You are all the same. You all beg, you all cry, you all want your way. You don't get your way. You claim to be a victim. You claim to be abused. Let me guess, your ex is an asshole, narcissist who used to commit domestic violence on you and you survived him. Wow, you and everybody else have the same story. Or do you and all the rest of them have the same lie? You know, what's crazy? I met a girl who told me all these terrible things about her ex, right? One night, we're out somewhere. I'm outside with one of my friends. She's inside with her friends. I meet this other guy. We're all having a general conversation. Great guy. Turns out that's her ex. And her best friend, who's also a guy, came outside. They knew each other. First thing I bring up, bro, she said you was beating and raping and doing all types of horrible things to her, and he's like, bro, I have a restraining order on her. He was like, literally, if I call the police right now, she's going to jail. She's assaulted me, she stole from me, and I'm sitting here listening. My jaw is on the floor. She painted this guy out to be the worst person alive. Turns out she was projecting herself. She's the stalker. She's the violent one. She's the one that was literally she was the drama. She was the problem. And her best friend confirmed it. Her best friend said, "Man, no, nobody did that to her." He was like, he's like, I went to college with her. She tried to make up a story about the football team from an opposing school that came. And afterwards, she said they did something to her. He was like, bro, I was there that night. She got ran. Choo choo. Yes, there was a locomotive ran on her consenting. She had a time of her life. The only time she said that that there was somebody did something to her against her will was when the next day when everybody around school was talking about it and she got embarrassed. And even her boyfriend at the time that she was cheating on broke up with her. I'm sitting here floored. Floored. Her best friend told me, so I'm gonna tell you the truth. So I don't want to hear all these stories of all these magnificent. It's all the same. It's very rare that it gets any different. The best thing to do, especially nowadays when everybody wants to claim to be a victim of yours, or they want to claim this and that about you, or they want to try to get on the internet when you guys break up and say, oh, guess what he likes? I stuck a television remote in his butt one time and he's this and it's like, damn, I thought you. So that's why a lot of these, bro, I'm looking at a UFC fight the other day with all these celebrities. Not one man had a girlfriend with him. For what? Bro, they can walk out into the casino, meet a chick for $200, and literally, you don't got to pay her bills, take her shopping, buy her red bottoms, none of that. Oh, well, she cooks and cleans. I can afford a maid and a chef, and it'll still be 1/10 of the price of a fucking relationship. These women are insane.
actual connection. If you can't even put up the money or the time or the effort to make it like a real date, then just leave me alone.
You don't have to worry about. You don't have to even tell me to leave you alone. Obviously, we've already left you alone. That's why you're sitting here letting somebody record you right now because you're not busy. You're not on a date. Nobody has you somewhere put up, spoiled. Those are remnants of the past. Dating is a thing of the past. Men offer women dates because we want to sleep with them. But you don't need to do that anymore. Her link is in her bio. If you are going to take her out for a good time, you want to go out for drinks, you want to go party, do that. There's no point in going to dinner. There's no point in pretending that you love her just so you can sleep with her. Those days are over. You can't have a secret family over here, a secret girlfriend over there, a side chick over here. It's the information age. You can look at who's looking. You can look at a person's profile on a website, like on Instagram, and you can even see who's looking at their Instagram and who's liking it. Then you can go to their page and see if they got some pictures of we're in the information age. It doesn't even make sense to lie anymore. So for me to pretend like I'm only dating you and I only want you and nobody else, that's a lie. It was never true in the past. It's just that in the past, there was no way to confirm this. You only got caught cheating because someone called the house phone. Who has a house phone now? And you don't believe me? Grab her cell phone and act like you're about to go through it and watch her lose her mind. But you want me to take you on a $300 date? Lady, if you don't go to hell, I'm talking straight to hell. Don't pass go. Don't collect $200. Even Monopoly was only offering you $200, but you want $300 just to go on a date. And what if we end up not sleeping together at the end of the night because I say something wrong, or because it's never on you because you're not the one coming out of pocket. So you can say something gave you the ick, and my whole investment of $300. And what if there's a tip on top of that bill? On $300, what would be the tip be? $80, 70? So I'm $370 in the hole. My entire investment just went belly up. And you think I'm going to take that kind of risk when there's literally women in other countries training like Olympians?
Yeah, yeah. I'm so pretty and he like that. When he beat it up, he deep inside that kitty cat. Kitty cat, losing focus like it's sweaty wet. Now where he at? Cause I'm trying to make a movie star.
There's no other racial group on earth that likes to have sexual relations and women twerking on them that I could think of besides brothers here in the US. Nobody likes it. So these are women that are literally training night and day in the gym. Look at them. They're all slim. They're eating right. They're exercising. And they're going to take classes so that they can twerk better than black girls. There goes your $300. That's your $300 dinner right there. I'm gonna split that. I'm gonna pay $100 for her to go to this class. I'm gonna spend $100 taking her out for a beautiful a beautiful Applebee's Mac. I'm not, but then again, I don't even see the point of taking. I'm taking them to the club. They are aesthetically pleasing. They can be in the section. There's not going to be any drama, but they're literally training to take
I know he don't like it when I talk back. My mouth like Forrest Gump, but I like it when he talk back. Never it's a thump when he shut me up. Beat it up, then beat it up. Niggas yelling when we pipe it up. Kitty pack.
I believe they're either in Germany or they're in like Austria. I don't think they're in the UK. I was looking at it earlier. Actually, and then there's another class she does in Argentina. So these are women in South America and Europe, and they're training so that they can come and try to bag them a rich black American man that they can marry and have kids with and be a submissive slave wife. They want to be in a kitchen, they want to stay home. All the things that you guys reject here in the United States, there are women that are literally training like Marines. In the female world, taking twerk classes like this is the equivalent of becoming a like SEAL Team 6 or some kind of Green Beret. That's what these women are doing. And you think that I'm going to come over here and spend $300 on you with your dry, nasty ass attitude after I know what you did last summer? And now you're just so depleted and just burnt out and you just want somebody to, bro, there's nothing about you that makes any financial sense. None of this at all. That's why collectively we are now telling these women with these absurd and ridiculous demands to just go to hell. Go find somebody else. And some of them mentally, even a zero thinks that she's a 10. They all think they're a 10. So they're all trying to talk to the top 5% of men. But in their mind, they have no idea that they cannot really compete. It's like they all have main character syndrome. They all think they're the most beautiful woman on earth and they have the only one vagina ever made. That delusion is frightening, and it's a shame that they're going through this, but they need counseling. And hopefully videos like this one become a wake-up call. I'm going to chop it up into shorts. Like my videos, subscribe to the channel, The Single Boyfriend by Rico Limbaugh, or Right Wing Rico. I'm on 8 different platforms. The Cash App, thank you guys for the donations yesterday. It's $, The Single Boyfriend. Follow me on any of the other platforms. I appreciate your support. Repeat after me. Go to hell. Do not be out here wasting your hard-earned resources or money. I don't care if you earned it playing FanDuel. I don't care how you got it. It's do not waste it on a waste. Whatever they're offering you at the end of the night, it's not worth $300 at all. Don't do it to yourself. You're better than that. Focus on you. And I wouldn't even say stack your money. You can focus on you and you can preoccupy yourself so much. And guess what? When it's time for you to want to get, a little physical, bro, there's so many different options. And there's so many better options where you don't have to be in a relationship just to do that, or pretend that you love somebody and watch them drag you and your heart through the mud. Protect yourself. I've met too many guys that self-deleted behind women. I know too many guys that are literally going through divorce right now, and every day they consider suicide because they're so distraught. And guess the woman that they just broke up with, guess what she's doing? She's on Tinder right now looking for some random guy to come over and pipe her down. Wouldn't you rather be the random guy than the guy that loves her, that's crying about her having the random guys come over to smash her? Be the random. Stop trying to be Prince Charming and a super simp. Stop trying to be trick of the year. They don't like simps. They don't respect tricks. You should want better for yourself. Your father would want better for yourself. Your mother probably wouldn't like it because your dad was a trick. But I don't think your mom would want her son to be a trick. Your mom would want you to be better than that also. Follow me for more dating advice also. I'm The Single Boyfriend. That's where, I do The Single Boyfriend on TikTok is where I do a lot of my relationship stuff. This page on YouTube, this is more political and relationships or whatever. And I do the news every day. I do tons of videos, but follow me on these different channels. Donate. I'm not monetized or anything on here, so I talk about whatever. So, make little donations if you want to. But I appreciate you guys tuning in. Remember, the next time you get a crazy demand like this from a woman that you just met, tell her to go to hell. Right Wing Rico, The Single Boyfriend, Rico Limbaugh, and I'm out.
I've been needing to find a new apartment, which has not been easy with credit as bad as mine. Luckily, I found cosigning.com. They connected me with a cosigner who helped me get my dream apartment for me and my dog. I just paid a small fee and was able to move in fast. Get the cosigner you need for the apartment you want. Check out cosigning.com today.